Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel. Welcome to The Awakening, where we give you what you need so you can wake the hell up. It's a current event show where we bring in the latest current events to help our brothers and sisters know what's going on in the world, because in this busy society that we live in, some things might slip through the cracks, slip by us, and we may not understand or even see these things coming. So, as commanded in the scriptures, it's our job to give you warning, give you understanding. I'm your brother Ananias for A.O.I, The Awakening of Israel, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to come before you as always to give you another uplifting and edifying lesson. But before we get started, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahushua being His Son, who the world calls Christ, and through His strength, sacrifice, and example, we are all able to be here today to be uplifted in the spirit and edified. So today we're going to be going over the class is actually called I Am God. And that goes into these articles that we're going to go into, because the things that these people, our enemies, the heathen, the Gentiles are going into, they are trying and striving their best to try to play the role of God. And that's written throughout the scriptures as them doing so. But we have to warn the people. And to start off, I'm going to go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 6. And it reads, "But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hands." So being in this truth, having an understanding as to who we are and what's going on in this world, it's our job as repentant Israelites to wake our brothers and sisters up and give them warning. You know what I'm saying? Warning them of their transgressions and warning them of the things to come according to prophecy and to the wickedness of this world. You know what I'm saying? But whole aim of this class is to teach our brothers and sisters what's going on, show them, give them a little light, so that you can look out for these things and do more research and to find out what's actually going on in this world. But, you know what I'm saying, we're going to get into a couple current events. First one I'm going to jump into is one dealing with everybody's billionaire, Elon Musk. All right, so let's jump into it. I'm going to go to end time headlines. And as you can see, it says the FDA, meaning the Food, Drug, and Administration, have approved Elon Musk for putting a computer in a human's brain. And that company that he actually works through to do this is called Neuralink. Now, the word neuro actually deals with the nerves. And all nerves are connected to your spine and connected to your brain. You know what I'm saying? Just like a computer with the tower and the chips, the mothership board or a chip board, it's all connected. So the brain and the nerves in the body actually act the same way that a computer acts. But the FDA has approved Elon Musk to put a computer in a human's brain. Now, this is some of the wickedness that's going on in the world. Now, let's read down to see what his actual purpose behind doing this is. All right, I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. It says Elon Musk brain computer interface company, Neuralink, says it has received Food and Drug Administration approval to launch its first in-human clinical study. If this is true, it means that actual humans could be getting a device from Neuralink implanted in their heads. So this man plan on putting chips in your head, putting Neuralinks in your head, computers in your head. We've seen this throughout history in the different movies that they portray or put together. But I'm going to keep reading. It said the news follows Elon Musk's November claim that Neuralink was about 6 months away from its first human trial, which suggests it's the rare Musk promise that's actually coming true on time. It says the announcement of a future human trial isn't merely isn't nearly as much of a milestone as the results of that trial. But this isn't just any trial. This represents Elon Musk, of all people, getting to attach a device to a human's brain. So I don't know about y'all, but that's some mad scientist mess right there. Some foolishness, folly. But that's them trying to play God. Now, what is the purpose of them putting a chip or a device or a computer on your brain? Let's read. And it makes us wonder who would sign up for such a thing and why. Will it be someone who might have an important medical reason or someone who wants to draw the world's attention at Musk's side? And is there any chance it's Elon Musk himself? We all know they're prideful, but we're going to keep reading. Said Musk has claimed he will get the device impacted in his own head at some unspecified time in the future. So this nut gonna actually put it in his head. But we shall see. Meanwhile, Neuralink has been accused of abusing its monkey test subjects. So where are those animal activists who are always protesting for animal rights? Where are they at? I don't see that on the news. And I don't see nobody outside of Tesla chaining themselves to the chain with the picket signs talking about animal rights. But anyway, it said they have been accused of abusing its monkey test subjects, a claim the company denies and is under investigation for allegedly transporting contaminated devices removed from monkeys. What kind of foolishness is this, man? These are the same things that you've seen in these movies. What's that movie that came out a while ago? Planet of the Apes. When they were doing all these different experiments, trying to control them, make them to talk, understand. You know, Esau goes to that extreme to try to make these things happen. For what reason? Just because they don't know how to enjoy peace. Peace is not in them. But I'm going to keep reading. It says the FDA rejected an early 2022 Neuralink application for human trials. As reported by Reuters, apparently outlining dozens of issues the company needs to address. According to the Washington Post, founded in 2016, Neuralink is privately held with operations in Fremont, California, and a sprawling under construction campus outside of Austin. The company has more than 400 employees and has raised at least $363 million, according to data provider PitchBook. So Elon Musk out there trying to do the unthinkable, so they would say. And this is why we have to do these videos, because these folks, these Edomites, these heathens are striving on a constant basis to do wickedness when there's no need for it, but they feel that it's a need. And like the scriptures say, paraphrasing, every one of their thoughts is deep. They can't just look at a situation for what it is. They have to take it over the edge and beyond, you know. But let me get a scripture right quick. Let me go to Luke 21 and 36. Luke chapter 21, verse 36. And it reads, watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. So what I wanted to bring out of that was that you have to watch constantly and pray. You got to be watching for the things that's going on in this world. Not only just what they put on the news, but what they are not putting on the news. You have to stay aware of these things. This man is a billionaire, so he got some say-so. If he wanted to push something or have an agenda push, he got the power to do so. But we always got to stay close to where the money is to see what they actually doing. The ones with the money, you know how they say, the one with the golden egg or the golden ticket writes the rules. So this man is like one of the richest men in the world. He got contracts with the government. He got the car company. He got the Boxable company. Got the Neuralink. New World Order running through one of his branches, pillars, Elon Musk. But the Lord telling us that we got to watch constantly. It said, pray always that we can be accounted worthy to escape. You know, I did a video a while back It's called the Safe Haven of Doctrine of Lies, or yeah, basically where they were taking these uh, babies and allowing mothers to donate their babies or give them away free of charge by going to these different buildings that are scattered or located in every city around the states or around the world for that fact, where you can go up basically after the child being born up to a month years old and basically slip that child into this drawer drawer outside of a fire department or a health clinic and walk off and just leave the baby anonymously. No name, no records, none of that. You can just drop the baby off as a woman giving birth. You didn't want the child anymore, you can just get a child up. But I bring that out to say all those children that they giving away could be used for projects just like we talking about. Little infant children, putting these things on their mind to see if they can grow up, raise them with these computer chips implanted in their mind to be able to control their thoughts, to actually see their thoughts, to make them say what they want them to say, move how they want them to do. You know, these are the things that we got to be aware of that's going on, along with the other wicked things that are going on in this society. But I'm gonna keep reading on this article. It says, with Musk backing, Neuralink has brought extraordinary resources and investor attention to a field known as brain-computer interface, where scientists and engineers are developing electronic implants that would decode brain activity and communicate it to its computer. That's the same thing they're doing with the Tesla car, the autonomous car. Whenever they sell one, they record all that data, all that information to show how drivers actually maneuver, how they drive, how fast, how they react to certain situations. All that data is sent back to a supercomputer or mainframe where they analyze that and put it into the data link that actually drives the cars. That's the same thing they trying to do with the Neuralink. As you can see, it said electronic implants that would decode brain activity and communicate to computers. That's another form of the AI. That's how they get the AI to be able to perform at the level that it does. You know, with the chat, GPT, and other things, other technologies. But I'm gonna keep reading. It says such technology, which has been in the works for decades. So this ain't nothing new. They've been working on this for decades. Has the potential to restore function to people with paralysis and the debilitating conditions like amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So this is going into what they trying to say is that they will want to use it to help individuals who are paralyzed or have conditions to the body where they can't move limbs, stand, walk, you know, lateral sclerosis. It says already companies like BlackRock, Neurotech, and Synchron have implanted their devices in people for clinical trials, and at least 42 people globally, have had brain-computer implants. Now you might say, well, what's wrong with that? You know, you've been confined to a chair, you're damn near a vegetable. So what's wrong with trying to implant that on in a person's mind to try to get them to walk again? Well, it's like the saying go, once you go under that knife, you're never the same, you know. And especially if you let somebody put a damn computer in there to control you, don't expect that individual to be the same. And what I want to show now is something I seen the other day, uh, where a guy actually had that done. This is I'll just let it play. Hold on, bear with me. Let me switch something up right quick. All right. You see that? These are the things that we must be aware of. Now they put it on the news, or put it on the news as if it's something that's groundbreaking, but it's actually something that's a form of witchcraft, you know. And let me get Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Look at Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Because these are the things that we have to be mindful of. They showing it to you in a good light on the TV, but we know Esau always has a hidden agenda. They do not create with the benefit or with the intentions of healing anything. Just like when they came over here dealing with the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, our brothers and sisters, coming over with the mindset, or at least the way they presented themselves, to come in peace. But war was in his heart. You know what I'm saying? Came with them smooth words, smooth as butter, but war was in his heart. So don't you think that Esau would be using this for some type of warlike tactic or something to use in war and battle? That was their blessing. You know what I'm saying? But let me get this scripture. This the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So these individuals have the money, just like Elon Musk, a multi-billionaire, can do what he want to do. If he have a thought of wanting to travel to the center of the earth, who's gonna stop him? In fact, if the government wanted to do that, he would put the money behind it or find the scientists to make it happen. So he said he want to create Neuralink to help people to be able to walk. If they have some type of damage to extremity, paralysis, you can think that that's what they can say, but always understand and know that Esau always have a hidden agenda. That's why the Lord tell us never to trust our enemies, Israel. You know, they practice wickedness, evil, devise iniquity. Let me read it one more time. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them." The word woe means destruction. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity." Now you might say they're trying to save lives. They're trying to get somebody out of the wheelchair. "And work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." Now, they're trying to do these things to show that they are God, to present themselves as gods. And our people, being at a very low state, will see the things that they do, and we will look at them and think that they are God. We'll even trust what they say rather than go to the Most High. That's what we do today. We'll go see what Doc got to say before we holler at the Most High. Before we apply the commandments, apply the scriptures, we'll go holler at the doctor. And in the scriptures, that was going to see Baal rather than going to see the Lord. And it wasn't a good turnout for the individual that did that. But I want to show this other video that goes right along with what they're actually trying to do. Right along with Facebook, what is it? Meta, they trying to do it with the Oculus, the little VR things that they got going on, trying to create a virtual world. And Neuralink, right along with that implant, will be able to further along what I'm going to show in this quick video. So bear with me right quick. This is from a show I caught a while back from I think it's called Black Mirror. And this was an episode on there where I'll just show you. You'll understand. You see that? With the chip on his head. Now he in a fantasy world, a VR world, actually inside the video game. Uh, Bear with me, Israel. Let me get this sound going. I had to play it again right quick. All right, let me play it over for you. Hopefully the sound is with you.
Okay, what do I do?
All right, they showed me in the store. You put the game chip in.
Done.
Now grab the disc doohickey and stick it upside the head.
Left or right side?
Doesn't matter.
Done.
Okay, now hold down the sync button on the controller.
Nothing's happening.
We haven't chosen our fighters yet. So I am lock set.
This is what they're
Okay.
trying to get us to get
So
to.
where's my guy?
Lance.
Hey, all right, Lance, let's go.
Okay. You have
Again, it's called Black
brace
Mirror.
yourself.
Brace myself. Come on.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2.
Look what happened to his eyes when they hit the button. Took over his body. Body is gone, so his mind is gone.
Whoa.
Like Neuralink would do.
Oh my God. Whoa. This is crazy. What the fuck?
Danny, said you gotta brace yourself.
You see this?
Call?
Crazy shit, huh?
That's all I wanted to show. But this is where they're aiming to get, where everything is in a VR world, where they can switch you off and switch you on, impute different data in your head that you wouldn't even have been thinking about. You can put the damn chip on, be in the bed, sleep, thinking you sleep. They had you out murdering folks on the block. Or had that chip going off in your mind where you feel no pain, no feeling. I forgot that movie they made with Will Smith a while back, where he had younger versions of himself, and they were changing it up where different models, different clones of himself had different attributes. One didn't even have feelings. You could shoot it, punch it. It didn't have no feelings. One was just young and naive, but they were able to alter different clones, change the mindset, you know. So putting these robots or these computer implants in your mind, don't think that it's just for the intended purposes that they put out into the public. These are the things that they put out there to smooth it over, that smooth as butter words. But war is in their hearts. Understand that. Matter of fact, let's go to 2 Thessalonians right quick. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1. Now, you know what? I'm going to go to Psalms 36. Psalms 36, verse 1. And it reads, the transgression of the wicked saith within the heart, that there is no fear of God before his eyes, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. So right now, everybody's praising him. Nobody's looking down on Elon Musk. He's a billionaire. Who's going to look down on him? He can do what he want to do right now. He got the money, the fame, the power. So he practices wickedness because it's in the power of his hand to do so. And even the government working with him, so they're not going to turn on him. They're working with him. But once again, I'm going to go back to this article. And let me see. Bear with me. Let's see. this what I want. Yeah, such devices have enabled feats that once belonged to the realm of science fiction. A paralyzed man fist bumping Barack Obama with a robotic hand. A patient with ALS typing by thinking about keystroke. A paraplegic, tetraplegic, excuse me, I don't know why I said it. Patient managing to walk with a slow but natural stride. While most companies seeking to commercialize brain implants are focused on those with medical needs, Neuralink has even bigger ambitions, creating a device that not only restores human function, but enhances it. Enhances it. That's where you get super soldiers, just like they have in the Avengers, Captain America. Super soldiers enhances human function. We want to surpass able-bodied human performance with our technology. You see that? You got to be paying attention to Esau. They crafty with their wordplay. We want to surpass able-bodied human performance with our technology. So a regular individual who is physically capable of doing all things, they want to surpass that with Neuralink. So what do you think they're trying to do? Think about that. But moving on from there, I wanted to go to another article dealing with, I think this is Ammon, so-called Chinese man. Japanese, Ammonites. Says researchers say lab-grown babies will be here within 5 years. All right, as you can see in the picture, let me get rid of that. They're trying to grow these babies in test tubes, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. It says, according to recent breakthroughs in Japan, it may be possible to grow human babies in a lab in just 5 years. Researchers have developed a process to create human eggs and sperm from scratch in a lab. I'm going to read that part again. Researchers have developed a process to create human eggs and sperm from scratch in a lab, which can develop into an artificial womb. Artificial womb, artificial egg, artificial sperm. This is what they're trying to do. Trying to play God. Says, according to the Daily Mail, Professor, I don't even want to try to say that, Hayashi, a Japanese scientist at Kyushu University, who has already achieved this in mice. They already been working on this, already perfected it with the mice, predicts that he can replicate the same results in humans within 5 years. Says, however, the development raises ethical concerns, as it could mean that women of any age can have babies, and parents may want to edit certain genes to design their offspring. You can't make this up, man. It said parents may want to edit certain genes to design their offspring. So you might have two parents that ain't even 6 foot, and they can edit the genes to make their child 6'5", 6'6". Or if it's Edomites, they can make their child look like a Israelite. These are the things they striving to do, trying to play God. And it'll say that women can have babies at any age. And that's not even the worst of it. Let me read down. It says Dr. Hayashi and his team have successfully created 7 mice with 2 male biological parents, using skin cells from a male mouse to form a viable egg and then fertilizing it. How wicked is that? They took 2 males and created an egg and then fertilized it. 2 males. Wicked as hell, man. Said this process is known as vitro gametogenesis and involves reprogramming cells from a person's blood or skin to become induced pluripotent stem cells, which can become any cell in the body, including egg and sperm cells. So they've been working on this for a minute. They even got specified terminology for it. But it says, although scientists have been able to make basic human eggs and sperm using this method, creating embryos has not been yet possible. It says, according to Dr. Hayashi, it may take up to 5 years to produce egg-like cells from humans, followed by another 10 to 20 years of testing before the method can be safely used in clinics. That's just what they put out there to the public. They've been working on this for years, decades, trying to get it where they can reproduce humans in a lab. Same thing that Neuralink has been doing. They've been working on this for decades. All right. Keep reading. It says, Stanford University professor Henry Greeley estimates that researchers will need another 5 to 10 years to prove the concept's reliability, coupled with a decade or two of safety testing. John Lauren, a researcher at the Scripps Research Institute, stated that the process of IVG in human reproduction could take anywhere from 5 to 25 years, as reported by the New York Times in 2017. Now, we done heard of artificial insemination. That's basically where a man goes and spew in a cup and they take that and inject it into a woman's eggs. Both organic, both from humans, so-called humans, male and female. But now they trying to create it without either one. They'll take the blood or they'll take the skin and recreate these things. That's the level of wickedness that Esau is on right now. Let me go to 2 Thessalonians right quick, chapter 2. And this is why we have to be aware of what's going on in the world. Bear with me. Get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm going to start at 1. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Yahushua Mashiach is at hand. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come, except there come a falling away first, that man of sin be revealed, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That is exactly what Esau is trying to do. Been doing it for a while now. They started out with taking our book. You can read about that in First Maccabees 3 and 48, where they opened our book and painted their own images. Painted, that's what you call whitewashing, when they painted themselves into our book. Started pushing that all around the world, showing themselves, we following after them, excuse me. They painted the angels to look like them, so-called white folks, Christ to look like them, God to look like them, everybody in the Bible to look like them. They putting themselves in the temple like they God. They sitting up there on the throne like they God. They in the lab, they in the hospitals, trying to recreate, acting like they God, trying to make a man that's paralyzed be able to stand again, walk again, grow new limbs, have surgeries to make yourself taller. All these different things they trying to do. But that's letting you know the Lord say, hey, don't be deceived by nobody. Don't be deceived by that. Even though they try to put themselves in that position, they shall not pass. It shall not work. Matter of fact, let me get that in Psalms 21 right quick. Psalms chapter 21 and verse 8. Psalm 21 verse 8 says, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in a wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Hold on. Is that what I wanted? Verse 10, excuse me. Verse 11. Psalms 21:11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Just like them trying to go to these different planets. They ain't going to be able to perform these things. The Lord ain't allowing them to do these things. But they'll make it seem real to us. Put it in our face, constantly showing it in the history books. Even Hitler said, if you tell a lie big enough and long enough, it'll become the truth. So they've been telling us they've been to the moon back in 69, I believe. 59 or 69. They went to the moon, but they ain't been back. They had all these different pictures showing them being on the moon. But researchers showed that to be a lie. But they still pushing it because it's a very big lie, and they've been telling it for so long, it's hard for our people to see otherwise. Just like it's hard for our people. When we read out of the scriptures to show our people that Christ is a so-called black man, according to the scriptures, what's written, they can't believe it. It's far-fetched. It's too much. We making things up. We're lying. But Esau ain't never proved anything to you. He just told it to you, a big lie, a big story, and been telling it to you for so long that you believe it to be true without any type of historical or evident backing. You just run with it. But nonetheless, I'm going to keep reading this article, though. Let's go where we at. It says, if successful, this technology could help infertile couples by generating sperm and eggs from their blood cells. This would be especially beneficial for same-sex couples. You see that? They still pushing that agenda. Same-sex couples or hopeful single parents who would currently rely on donated sperm or eggs, IVF, and surrogates. So this is another reason why they're trying to do it, to help further that agenda with the alphabet boys, to further push iniquity on our people and in this wicked kingdom. I'm going to keep reading, though. It says, however, ethical, legal, and safety concerns still remain regarding IBG. Some ethicists are worried that it could lead to designer babies, eugenics, and legal complications that our society may not be prepared to deal with. You damn right. Designer babies. They already trying it anyway. You know, you got the Edomite families walking around with Jake babies, with Israelite babies. You know, that's a form of a designer baby, but now they can go in there and tweak things. They want a baby that looks like us, but with blonde hair that's naturally blonde hair, with red, green eyes, making them 6'6", 7 foot, you know, things like that. But they talking about legal complication. They trying to make robots. They trying to play God, man. But I'm going to move on to another subject. I got one more subject, then I'll close it out. Because they've been having, one of the main things that they have been pushing in this society is the use of a cell phone. And we all know the damage that it has on our people, especially the kids. You know, they act like they can't live life without phones or TVs. You know, it's to the point where they don't even go outside. We all know it to be true. They don't even want to go outside and play like we used to growing up and like generation before us. Because they were introduced to these cell phones, their mindset has been warped, manipulated, changed to living a life in the palm of their hand, you know. And this story right here is dealing with a child, well, yeah, it was a child with still a college student, and we'll get into it. But the title is 19 Children Are Dead After Girl Burns Down Dormitory Over Her Cell Phone Getting Confiscated. 19 people. 19 people. Our people, matter of fact, let me go get that. 2 Timothy. Wicked. Bear with me. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of themselves, of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection." And that's what I really want to get. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. So this generation that's coming up now, they don't care about nobody else but themselves. And it's evident. It ain't no shock. These things are evident. For somebody to go burn down a dorm pissed off because they don't have their phone anymore, that's somebody that don't give a damn. No natural affection. They don't care unless it's about them. And that's what these cell phones have taught our children. This is how they raise in this society, to just care about themselves. And this is a direct result of that. I'm going to read this article, though. It says a school dormitory was set ablaze, killing 19 children, allegedly by a student who was upset that school officials confiscated her cell phone. Now, this is over in Guyana, but nonetheless, it still happened. It said a female student is suspected of having set the devastating fire because her cell phone was taken by the dorm's mother and the teacher, police said in a statement, according to the Blaze. The mayor of Mahadia, Guyana, where the school is located, confirmed that the student who was allegedly the perpetrator was not injured in the fire. The police statement did not mention whether the child was arrested or her age was not reported. You can't make this up, man. Students reportedly told investigators that they were awakened by screams before they saw fire and smoke in the bathroom area, according to police. Firefighting officials, who also said the fire was maliciously set, arrived at the 10:15 p.m. So she set the fire at night. So she can't have her phone to freak off in the night with. So she done went and set the building on fire. She probably had an OnlyFans date, you know, wickedness. Old FaceTime date, because you know they don't get out and talk no more. But anyway, I'm going to read it again. It says firefighting officials, who also said the fire was maliciously set, arrived after 10:15 at the dormitory, where it reported 56 children were staying. The fire was already out of control upon their arrival when the building completely engulfed in flame. Firefighters were able to rescue about 20 students, however, by breaking holes in the northeastern wall of the building, according to CNN. David Adams, the mayor of Mahadia, the town where the school is located, earlier confirmed the students' alleged involvement to Reuters and said that she was not injured in the fire. I apologize if I'm murdering these words, but, you know. He added that he could not confirm whether the student was in government custody. The police statement did not mention an arrest. Some students told investigators They were awakened by screams and saw fire and smoke in the dorm's bathroom area, police said. The government pathologist who conducted postmortems on 6 bodies late on Monday listed their cause of death as smoke inhalation and burns, police added. 13 sets of remains had been moved to the capital, Georgetown, for DNA identification. Nearly 30 other children were hospitalized. Minister of Education Priya Mikanan earlier declined to discuss the student alleged involvement. Asked about allegations that the dormitory was not outfitted with a modern fire alarm system and that students were not trained in fire drills, Mekanon told Reuters all that is under investigation and a report will be issued once that is done. What must come of this is improvement across the sector. So now they're going into fire safety rather than looking at what actually caused it and who caused it and trying to solve that situation. They're trying to prep for future situations. But I don't think I want to read any more out of this article because they're basically just going into how they're going to try to investigate it and making excuses along the way. But nonetheless, this is what we're dealing with. So when you're considering sending your children to these different schools, to these different colleges, make sure that they train and they know what's going on and know who they are and what they're dealing with, what they have to face in this world, because things like this will happen. Even sending them to these wicked schools that they go to now, they're trying to instill wickedness in their mindset as they go to these schools, but you never know the mindset of the kids that attend that school. I mean, we all seen it here recently in the last couple of years how school shootings up to an alarming rate. They shooting everywhere. I mean, this past weekend, Memorial Weekend, up there in Chicago, they had 47 people get shot. 10 people out there in LA. People is crazy. Every other day it's a mass shooting. But nonetheless, these things are happening because you got wicked individuals running the world and they out there trying to create these wicked inventions. They flatter themselves with these things. Matter of fact, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 37. I got a couple precepts written down, but I don't think I'm going to go through all of them. But I just want to bring this one out. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 37, and it reads, "And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for the wicked life are fallen into the tempest." So Yahushua, when he come back and crack this sky to redeem his people, to save us from the hand of all that hate us, the Israelites, when he saved the Israelites from these other nations who hate us, our enemies, he's going to rebuke and destroy all these wicked inventions that these other nations have created. Whether they got to deal with, whether it's dealing with a space, military, they nukes, they jets, they tanks, whatever they got, he's going to rebuke and destroy their wicked inventions. Neuralink, trying to enhance human performance past that of a normal human or person. I don't even really like using that word human, but it is what it is. But the main thing we need to understand is that, matter of fact, let me get one more. Deuteronomy 18:10. Because all of this that we're dealing with right now is witchcraft. Witchcraft. Deuteronomy 18:10, it says, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer, Why? Because all of these things that we see going on is all witchcraft. Hell bent on trying to be like the Most High. You know, they're trying to do all manner of wickedness, having our people constantly looking up to them for guidance, and we believing and trusting in what they say. But everything that they are doing is a form of witchcraft. And let me keep reading. It says, "For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee." So, in other verses, the Lord said, "You dealing with familiar spirits, witchcraft, you're gonna be put to death." We are not supposed to be involved in these things, and the things that they present to us through the TVs, the forecasts, they science, all these things are another form of witchcraft. Hell bent on keeping us in iniquity or keeping us in sin. Where we believe in their spells, necromancy, we believe in that more than we believe in the Most High. So coming back into this truth, we have to stay awake. We have to be aware of the things that's going on. Let me get one more precept before I close out. Proverbs 26 and 27. Proverbs 26 and 27. Because even though they striving to do these things, and we know Esau does not do anything to help anybody. They present it to be something helpful, but they always have a wicked agenda behind it. So Proverbs 26 and 27 says, let me start at, I'll start at verse 25. "When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. He worketh his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whosoever diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin." So the Lord telling us his commandment right here. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. Esau out there saying, "Hey, Neuralink, we've just been FDA approved so that we can help individuals with paralysis, who are paralyzed, who were in accidents. We can now help them to walk again by putting implant computers in their minds, in their spines, so that it connects the brain to the spine with the nerves, so that it can communicate again and allow that individual or that person to stand up and walk, even talk again, or type just by their thoughts." That's what they present to us. And we believe that, and we think that to be something good. That's witchcraft. That's them portraying themselves to be God, sitting in the temple as God, thinking they are God. But when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. The main one is he's setting up to kill and destroy the Israelites. Understand that. Whose hatred is covered by deceit. His hatred toward us is covered by deceit. With everything that they do, they always present it to us in a sweet manner. Come vote for me, I'm going to put jobs in your community. Do this for me, I'll do this for you. They end up doing nothing for us. All lies, all deceit. But the Lord said when they dig up a pit, they're going to fall in it. And that's what we're waiting on. While we continue to wake up in these last days, we got to stay grounded in these scriptures, stay focused on the Most High, not leaning on our own understanding, but learning these commandments, applying these commandments, and having faith in Yahushua, in the Most High, day in and day out, enduring to the end, so that we may be saved while they falling and being put in that pit, for the day of judgment. But on that note, I'm your brother Ananias for A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. I pray and hope that you brothers and sisters learned something tonight. It's been another episode of The Awakening, where we give you what you need so you can wake the hell up. With hopes and regards of teaching our brothers and sisters and making them more aware of the current events that's going on in the world and the things that they do not present to our people on the TV. We must be made aware, and we must give you warning. That's our job. If we don't do so, we in sin, and our people who are not warned and don't get this message, they blood lie on our hand, especially when we see the sword coming and we don't warn. So once again, I appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight and those who will. Want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and to my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I say shalom, shalom, peace, and greetings, and I love you, and I'm out.